Well, hello again. Today we're off on a trip from MK down to the big city. We've managed to get tickets for the London Transport Museum Depot Open Day. And as we have no idea when Mayor Khan is going to phase out travel cards, we thought we'd buy them and go and make use of them. So we took a slightly unorthodox route on our way to Acton town. The district line seemed to be in some state of disarray during the day, so our roundabout route got us via the Piccadilly line. There are two routes from Acton Town Station to the London Transport Museum Depot, the wrong one and the right one. I wonder how I know this. Anyway, once in, we headed to one of the two mezzanine areas, where a great deal of the London Transport signage is stored. It's fascinating to see the development of the underground signage from 1907. It came about thanks to a gentleman named Frank Pick, who was appointed to oversee publicity for Underground Electric Railways Company of London. You can clearly follow the development towards today's very distinctive branding and typeface. Frank Pick didn't just confine himself to posters and signs. He got involved in the furniture design for the Underground Group headquarters at 55 Broadway, built between 1927 and 1929. Here we see some of the furniture from Frank Pick's office. The museum depot opened in October 1999 and serves as the storage and restoration site for all things London transport. The depot is not generally open to the public, but 3 times each year there's an open day. And they also host a series of guided tours throughout the year. Within its 6,000 square metres of space, the depot stores over 320,000 items, from photos, plans and documents, lift and escalator equipment, signalling, power control apparatus, up to full-size underground and bus vehicles. Items are loosely grouped together, but there's no set route around the exhibits. As you find your own way, you'll stumble across all kinds of finds. It's like picking through somebody's garage. Who knows what you're going to discover. So let's have a look in a bit more detail at some of the larger exhibits. This is a section of a Great Northern, Piccadilly and Brompton Railway steel-bodied car, built in 1906. On each car A gateman operated the doors and called out the station name.
This is a Piccadilly line service to Heathrow Terminals 4 and Terminals 2 and 3.
This stock was superseded by the standard stock between 1922 and 1934, with air-powered doors and improved lighting. They ran on the Northern, Piccadilly, Bakerloo and Central lines, the last being withdrawn from the Central line in June 1963. Incidentally, some of this stock transferred to the Isle of Wight and operated there until 1991, some 64 years after construction. Chronologically speaking, the next deep level stock in the collection is the 1938 stock, which entered service on the Northern line on Thursday 30th of June 1938. I wonder where they got the name from. This particular set is fully restored and operates special rail tours on the Underground network. Next we come to the 1967 stock, built to operate the new Victoria line when it opened on the 1st of September 1968. Queen Elizabeth II travelled in this car during the official opening ceremony in 1969. The Victoria line is an automatic railway, and the 1967 stock was needed to operate over the line. The driver controls the doors, and to start the train presses 2 buttons, the train then taking over control automatically. And so to the 1972 stock for the Northern line, based on the 1967 design but without the automation. The earliest subsurface stock is represented by a Metropolitan Railway milk van. Yes, you heard that right. Built in 1896, and a trailer car dating from 1904, part of the earliest electric cars, this one awaiting its turn for restoration. The Q stock first appeared in 1923, but without automatic doors and pneumatic brakes. This later Q stock from 1935 had more modern equipment. These vehicles ran on the District line from 1938, finally being withdrawn in 1971. What followed on? Well, amazingly, the R stock. Seeing a pattern here. This was the first unpainted stock, built in aluminium. London Transport gained a lot of experience in building lightweight structures during the Second World War when constructing aircraft. This stock entered service from 1953, the last eventually being retired in 1983, which is the car we see here. Now here's something most passengers don't see. The Underground network maintenance is carried out using 29 battery electric locomotives, hauling engineers' trains on the London Underground network, where they can operate when the electric traction current is switched off. Number 51, based at Acton depot, is one of 11 locomotives ordered in 1972, with delivery in 1973. Built at Doncaster Works by British Rail Engineering Limited. The motors were refurbished from redundant District line stock, but the bogies were new. This battery locomotive, L35, was built in 1938. Originally in traditional maroon livery, it was repainted yellow so the engineers didn't lose it in the dark. Waterloo and City Line Car 61 was delivered on the 2nd of July 1940, so it was originally known as the 1940 stock, and it worked until the 28th of May 1993, classified as a BR Class 487. On withdrawal it went to the Railway Museum at York, but transferred to the Acton depot on the 6th of April 2006. It's a driving motor car in Network South East livery, which it carried from December 1986 until withdrawal. Well, that brings us to the end of the railway section of the museum, but there's loads more to see in the form of tram, trolleybus and bus transport, all coming up in a second video, which will be out shortly. Thanks for giving this a look, and I hope to catch up with you again in the next video.